The gospel is a very simple message. They're just basic things that you need to know. You need to know the reality of sin and final judgment. You need to know that. You just need to know that you have sinned and there's coming a judgment day. And you're going to stand, whether you believe it or not, you will stand before the throne of God in heaven. You will. And you will give an answer, an account for your life. And you will be judged on that day, guilty or innocent, and your eternal destiny depends on the verdict. If you're guilty, you will go to hell, whether you believe it or not. If you're innocent, you will go to heaven. You will go to a new heaven and a new earth, the home of righteousness, and you will dwell with Jesus Christ forever. And it all depends on the verdict. The second thing you need to know is the futility of trusting in your works. We are by nature proud. We like to think there's something we could do. I've talked to people, and when I ask them, when you stand before God, and He says, "Why should I let you into my heaven?" What will you say? It's a great question. And they say, "Well, I've done my best," or nobody's perfect. God knows my heart. He knows that I've been sincere. That answer particularly makes me tremble. God knows my heart is no comfort for me. And yet, that's the human bent, right? Let's see what we can do. Surely this can't be that difficult. Well, the Bible says no one will be justified by the works of the law. No one, not a single person, will be able to come to heaven and say, "Here's what I've done." And God say, "That's fantastic, innocent." It's not going to happen. It can't happen because of the reality of God's holiness and the reality of our sin. So that's the third thing you need to know. That the way to be justified, the way to receive the verdict of innocence, and the only way is by confessing your sin and believing that Jesus Christ died for your sin. That's the only way. It's a very exclusive message. It's an offensive message in our world. But Jesus says, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No man comes to the Father except by me." This is the Christian message. The only way you can be saved is to be saved the gospel way. To be saved as a sinner who receives by faith through grace to receive the gift of the righteousness of Jesus Christ that Jesus offered up for you on the cross and sealed for you in His resurrection. That's the Christian truth. That's the gospel. That is what brings joy. We're done laboring and we're set free from this impossible bondage of trying to be good enough. You're not good enough. You will never be good enough. But Jesus is great enough and gracious enough, even for you. That's the good news. And that's, friends, is a gospel that is worth fighting for.